The restaurant was warm, glowing, and alive with soft violin music, yet she felt like she was standing in the middle of a storm. The words her blind date had said just 30 seconds earlier were still slicing through her chest like cold glass. "You didn't tell me you looked like this. I can't do this. I need someone who takes care of themselves." Then he walked out, leaving her alone with shaking hands, a cooling plate of food she never touched, and a heart trying desperately not to crumble in public. Everyone else seemed wrapped in comfort, couples laughing, families sharing meals, but Mia sat frozen in her chair, feeling the heavy sting of humiliation that only someone who's been judged instantly and unfairly could understand. And all she could think was how cruelly, how easily a person's worth could be dismissed because of a body that didn't fit someone else's standards. If you believe every human deserves kindness, dignity, and second chances, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It truly means a lot. Mia had struggled with her weight all her life, not because she didn't try, but because emotional battles don't burn calories. Her mother used to say she had a soft heart and a soft body. And maybe that was true. She wasn't perfect. But she was someone who loved deeply, helped freely, laughed wholeheartedly. Yet somehow that never seemed enough. Every time she tried dating, it felt like the world saw her as a shape, not a soul. Tonight had been her first attempt at a blind date in over a year. She had taken 3 hours to get ready, choosing a wine-colored dress that made her feel brave. Her friend had promised the guy was nice, open-minded, and looking for something real. But the instant he saw her, the real he wanted vanished. Now she stared blankly at her glass of water, trying not to cry, trying not to look like the broken girl who had just been rejected for the oldest, most superficial reason in the book. She wiped the corner of her eye, discreetly, unaware that at the table beside her, someone had been watching not out of pity but concern. A quiet concern that came from someone who knew the taste of grief, judgment, and loneliness too well. At the next table sat a man in a slightly wrinkled shirt, his hair fluffier on one side as if he had rushed there. Across from him sat a little girl no older than 6, who wore bright pink leggings and tiny shoes that dangled far above the floor. She was drawing something on a napkin with absolute seriousness. The man, Adam, looked up every few seconds, checking on Mia. He'd noticed the moment her date walked out. He'd seen her smile drop, her eyes tremble, her fingers grip the edge of the table. He didn't know her, but he recognized the silent pain that comes when someone makes you feel unworthy without knowing anything about you. For a long moment, he hesitated, unsure if approaching her would make things worse. He was a single dad, tired and cautious with words but gentle to the core. His daughter, Lily, tugged his sleeve and whispered loudly enough for Mia to faintly hear, "Daddy, why is she sad? Should we help?" And that was the nudge that broke his hesitation. Mia blinked, startled, when a warm shadow moved into the soft white light over her table. She looked up, expecting a waiter, but instead saw a man holding a napkin scribbled with colorful drawings, a man with kind eyes, and a child shyly peeking from behind his leg. He didn't ask if she was okay, didn't say he saw what happened. Instead, he gently placed the napkin in front of her. It was a drawing of a princess with a big smile, a flowing dress, a crown that was too large, and bright stars surrounding her. In crooked, adorable handwriting, it read, "You look like her today." That was all it took. The tears she'd been fighting came pouring out, but not from sadness, something softer, something long missing, something warm. She pressed her hand to her mouth, quietly broken open by a child's innocent kindness. Adam spoke softly, explaining that Lily liked giving drawings to people who look like they need them, and he hoped she didn't mind. He didn't mention her date, didn't offer fake comfort, didn't treat her like a fragile thing. He simply stood there with gentle understanding, as though he saw her, not her body. The rest of the evening unfolded in the most unexpected way. Mia thanked them and tried to assure them she was fine, but Lily insisted she sit with them instead of eating alone. Adam apologized for his daughter's boldness, but Mia smiled genuinely for the first time that night. She moved to their table, and suddenly, the restaurant didn't feel like a battlefield anymore. It felt human. As the night went on, Adam shared little pieces of his life, not in a tragic way, just honest. He talked about losing his wife in an accident 3 years ago, about raising Lily alone, about working 2 jobs but still making time to draw with his daughter before bed every night. He spoke with humility, not pride, and Mia found herself absorbing every word, not out of sympathy but admiration. Mia shared parts of her life too, though she hadn't meant to. Something about Adam's calm presence made her feel safe, understood. She told him about her childhood struggles with self-esteem, how every weight loss attempt felt like a battle she had to fight publicly while being judged privately. She told him how she'd spent her whole life trying to change herself for acceptance, only to be rejected anyway. Adam didn't offer cliches. He simply listened, and when he finally did speak, he said something she would remember for years. People who can't see your value never deserved a seat at your table in the first place. Lily nodded seriously, adding that Mia's smile looked like sunshine, which made Mia laugh through her tears. She didn't realize how deeply she needed this connection, this moment. This tiny glimpse of hope that maybe her story wasn't over. Maybe she wasn't broken. Maybe she was simply waiting to be seen by someone who looked with their heart, not their eyes. As hours passed, the restaurant emptied, yet they remained in their little circle of warmth and conversation. Adam walked Mia to her car afterward, not in a romantic way but in a respectful, protective way. He thanked her for joining them, saying it had been a long time since he'd seen Lily open up to someone new so quickly. Mia felt something shift inside her, something tender, something rediscovered. In the days that followed, Mia found herself thinking about them often, and then one evening, her phone pinged with a message from an unknown number. It was Adam, asking if she'd like to join them for ice cream because Lily had drawn another picture for her. Mia felt her chest bloom with an emotion she hadn't felt in years. She said yes. That night turned into many nights. They went to parks, bookstores, family-friendly cafes, where Lily could spill milkshakes without judgment. Adam never treated Mia like she needed fixing. He never commented on her body. He simply enjoyed her company, admired her kindness, and respected her strength. For the first time in her life, Mia felt like her heart was being cared for, not evaluated. But Mia struggled internally too. Deep insecurities didn't vanish overnight. Some days she feared Adam would change his mind, that eventually her body would be too much for him, that she'd be rejected again. It was a battle she waged silently, carrying old wounds like invisible scars. One evening, as they sat by a quiet lakeside while Lily chased ducks, Mia finally gathered the courage to speak. She confessed her fears, her doubts, her terror of not being enough. She braced herself for a polite dismissal or a soft rejection. Instead, Adam leaned forward, voice steady, telling her that his definition of beauty had changed long ago after losing his wife, after being a single father, after learning that real value comes from the soul that shows up, the heart that stays, and the courage to keep loving despite being hurt. He told her he wasn't looking for perfection. He was looking for honesty, loyalty, and kindness, the things she had in abundance. Mia cried into his shoulder that evening, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming realization that maybe she truly deserved love, not for changing, not for shrinking herself, but simply for being who she was. Months passed. Mia bloomed. She became confident in ways that weren't about mirrors or scales, but about worth. She found joy in life again. She found herself becoming a part of Adam and Lily's World School events, grocery trips, movie nights where she fell asleep before the opening credits finished. She didn't mean to fall in love, but she did quietly, deeply, beautifully. And one sunny evening, while Lily held both their hands as they walked through a flower garden, Adam stopped and looked at Mia with a softness that made her heart tremble. He told her that she'd become a part of their little family long before she even realized it. And Mia understood, in that moment, that sometimes life breaks you only to rebuild you with gentler hands. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support truly helps us continue telling stories that matter. Before the ending, here's a special request. Comment kindness wins if you made it this far. In the end, Mia realized something she wished she had known years earlier. The right people don't love you despite your flaws. They love you with them, through them, and beyond them. And sometimes all it takes is one unexpected moment in a restaurant, one little girl's drawing, and one gentle-hearted single dad to help you see your worth again.